Okay, this problem wants you to use the point P and find the exact values of the 6 trigonometric functions. So this is our x and this is our y. If I graph that, our x would be positive, so it'd be on this side, but our y would be negative, so it'd be down here. So a triangle would look like this. And our y is negative 1/5. So it wants us to find sine, cosine, tangent, cosecant, secant, and tangent. So if I go ahead and find sine, So we know our x, we know our y, we need to find our r, which is our radius. So to do that, we square the x, and we square the y, and if you type that in your calculator, you should get 1. Okay, so now that we know our r, our x, and our y, let's find sine of theta, which is this angle. So sine is always y over r. Our y is negative 1/5, and our r is 1. So that's negative 1/5 over 1. So our answer is negative 1/5. Now if we do cos of theta is x over r, which is our x is 2 square root 6 over 5, and that's over 1. So our answer is 2 square root 6 over 5. Now if we do tangent, that's a little more involving. Tangent is y over x. Okay, so our y was negative 1/5, and our x was 2 square root of 6 over 5. So now let's go through and multiply this out. They would cancel, so then we get negative 1 over 2 square root 6. Well, now we have to rationalize to get the radical square root out of the denominator. So you multiply by itself, and then here we get negative 2 square root 6 over 24. These can cancel, so we are left with negative square root 6 over 12. And that would be our answer for tangent. I'm going to get another piece of paper. Let's go ahead and find cosecant. Let me pull this. Okay, let's go ahead and find cosecant of this angle. So cosecant deals with our sine, and it is r over y. So that our radius was 1, and our y was negative 1/5. So basically it's the equivalence of this, which is basically just flipping it. So we have a negative 5 as our answer. Now let's find secant. Secant deals with cosine, so it's r over x. Well, our r was 1, and our x was 2 square root of 6 over 5. So once again, that's going to flip it. But that's going to be 5, 2 square root of 6, and you're going to have to rationalize. And you can reduce. And 5 squared or 6 over 12 is the answer for our secant. Now let's do cotangent. You can simply just flip the answer you got for tangent, but I'm going to go ahead and do cotangent again. So cotangent is our x over our y, so 2 square root of 6 over 5 over negative 1/5. Cotangents are usually easier because you don't have to rationalize. So that's a 5 over 1. These are going to cancel. And we're going to be left with negative 2 square root 6. So when you're given, when the problem gives you a point and it says hey, find the exact size of the 6 trigonometric functions at t or theta. Basically, make your triangle, and by that you need to figure out if your x is positive, then it's going to be over here. If your x is negative, it's going to be over here. If your y is positive, it's going to be up here. And if your y is negative, it's going to be down here. So find where your triangle is, then find your radius, and go ahead and use those equations to find the functions.